What's up? It has been... It's been a minute. It's been a fucking week, hasn't it? Oh, fuck you, whatever that song is. So, can't really see. It's, okay, so let me demonstrate. So, basically from here to here was severed by the exploding glass. So, yeah, I, do that with your hand. You could sort of just peer in and up. It just completely So there's a couple of stitches, you know, holding it together like that. I'm angry at fucking Pretzel Rocks. Like, Jesus Christ. The EDM channel. Can I get some EDM, please? Oh. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was dealing with yesterday. Hey, fucking something that's actually kind of EDM. Cassie, I wish it were that case. No. It didn't happen like that. Yeah. Basically what happened was, I was doing dishes and I had my glasses stacked. Okay, so like nested, 3 high, and my mother wanted to be helpful, so she came over and she attempted to slide the stack across the ceramic countertop towards me. And as I reached over to grab said stack, it tipped over. So the glasses hit the ceramic countertop. The nested nature of them caused some interesting physics to occur. And when they shattered, one of the glasses that was internal was further up the nested structure that I was near basically shattered and shot out with a little bit of force. With a little bit of force to it. So the piece like literally just kind of right into me. So yeah. Yeah. You know, you try not to make her feel guilty for helping, but at the same time, you're like, you know, if I were alone in my own house, this wouldn't have been an issue. Thank you for trying to help, but in the future, don't help. Just don't help. Yeah. Well, and I mean, you've all seen these glasses for ages. These are restaurant grade glasses. They're not thin. Okay? They're not thin. So when they break it. It's a bit of force that takes to break them. The ceramic helped. So yeah, that was the conclusion to my week of just, you know, and now I can tell you, like, my neuropathy is kicking off. I can feel it up here in my chest. I can feel it in my arms. Like, it's literally the whole thing. So, yeah. Yeah, and I've been up since, I don't know, 2 a.m., something like that. So, yeah. Achy hand, achy body. Been awake since 2 a.m. Had multiple appointments today. Had a fucking blood draw on top of everything else. Got another blood draw tomorrow. Yeah. It definitely, it's been a couple of fucking minutes for me. Oh, I honestly, I mean, I'm an anarchist who runs a stream. Seriously? We're doing this already this week? Don't these fucking losers have anything better to do with their, like, bots, time, and, like, whatever? Like, I just... Oh, hang on. Give me 1 second here. Fucking get in my... Pop over here. Get, yeah, fucking get to this shit. I couldn't imagine it being this big of a fucking loser. Egg. No, probably, no, it has to do with, dietary stuff. There we go. It has to do with dietary stuff. I haven't been hitting my macros correctly today, given the fact that I've been awake for fucking, 13 hours at this point. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's more my behavior patterns than anything else that are, I guaranteed, to be kicking this off. For fuck's sake, whatever that is. So yeah, we already timed out the Restore Rhodesia guy, and we're already dealing with some fucking right-wing loser, or who knows? It could be the tankies too. Never know. Hey Chainsaw. It's a capybara in a hoodie with a black beanie with an Anarchist A on it. I suppose I can bring it closer, but there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I sincerely thought about just like taking another day off and like sleeping. So, but I was like, fuck it. I took Friday off. I took Monday off, and then I took Friday off. Hey, it's happening again. More like another 400. I don't fucking know. All I know is these idiots don't understand that, one, Twitch doesn't punish us for shit that they do to our account with automated followers, and two, we just turn the alerts off. It's not actually disruptive. I don't understand the logic. Oh god, Quebecois. So, we have a few Canadians in the community. So, and I used to live right across the border from you guys. It was Vermont for many years. So, swag, it doesn't mean no laws. Exclamation anarchism in chat will get you the channel definition. But always remember, anarchy, anarchism, or anarchists, all is derived from the Greek root of anarchos. And anarchos, and without archos, ruler. That'll get you there pretty quickly. Means no rulers. No gods, no masters. But there's your channel definition. If you have questions beyond that, feel free. But like I said, we're just getting started here, and I don't even know how long today's stream is going to go. Given the fact that my neuropathy is kicking off like it is, who knows how long I decide to actually fucking stream today. Oh, I can't even do because I can't do this with my right hand right now. Because sutures doing this, it's best not to pop it. It's trying to heal. So I have to basically keep these closed for 7 days minimum, and then the stitches can come out at 14 days minimum. Yeah, it was a whole fucking thing. There's a multitude of economic theories that anarchists see the network of ideas portion of that definition. Some anarchists prefer market solutions. Some anarchists do not prefer market solutions. Some anarchists are communitarians. Some anarchists are primitivists. They would do away with the entire concept of it. We generally refer to those people as genocidal maniacs, but they do exist and they do adhere to anarchistic organizing modalities, so we can't necessarily divorce ourselves from them in that typical regard. So, yeah. So there's a whole host of economic solutions or economic ideals within the anarchist milieu. Fuck is this frozen sounding shit? Still mad about the Disney tour, the Disney tour of the video game. For those of you who don't know, Karina's referencing Sea of Thieves. We have a Sea of Thieves crew that in the community that we go out with from time to time. Karina, myself, Caboose, Kat, Duffy. Kes hasn't joined us yet. Yeah. So we did the Disney Pirates of the Caribbean. We've been working our way through that shit, and it is the worst fucking content. It's just boring as shit. Surfer Girl Gritty. Start with Ruth Kenna. I don't know how prolific of a reader you are here. Government of No One, Theory and Practice of Anarchism by Ruth Kenna, Kinna. It's a fairly easy read for, I don't know, most. I'm not going to make any assumptions about your reading levels or your academic levels of understanding of things, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a fairly easy read. The Government of No One by Ruth Kenna. If you are a bit of a prolific reader, you could go for Demanding the Impossible by Peter Marshall. Slightly Eurocentric, leaves out a whole host of areas, but if you really get in that deep that you're like, okay, but what about Korean anarchism? I got Korean, Japanese, Chinese, even, I mean, Africa hasn't really been participating much, so small in that regard. Latin America fucking puts up. So I can, but start with Ruth Kenna, Government of No One by Ruth Kenna, Kinna. Go from there. Yeah. Hey, Deirdre. The guy are wooden mugs. They're not even wooden mugs. They're like ghost mugs. Yeah. Yeah, Kala, like, see what Rev did. ANCAPs aren't anarchists. They will fight me on this one. Again, Cottonmouth, it doesn't have to do with law. It has to do with unjust hierarchies. Okay? Anarchists would tell you that a parent grabbing a child's arm and yanking them out of an intersection before traffic hits them is a just hierarchy. All right? It doesn't have to do with the fact that it is the law that exists. The criticism that anarchists have with ANCAPs, which are just neo-feudalists for all intents and purposes, is that anarchists are about a philosophical challenging of unjust hierarchies. So the state we see as an unjust hierarchy. All right? It's about the dismantling and replacement thereof of those systems. We are anti-coercion, anti-oppression. We are for hierarchically organized systems, so horizontal rather than vertical, which is hierarchy. Heterarchy. All right. Capitalism is inherently hierarchical. It is inherently coercive, and it is inherently exploitative. So it doesn't clear the hurdle of justifying its existence, justifying its claim to authority, or justifying its coercive or exploitative nature. And since it can't clear that hurdle, anarchists deem it an unjust hierarchy. Therefore, capitalism, unjust hierarchy. Anarchism, opposition to unjust hierarchies. You see the problem here. You see the problem. They're misnomers. These are antipoles. They're antipoles. All right. So this is the criticism that anarchists would have of ANCAPs. It's an inorganic, bad faith attempt at political cover for somebody who doesn't really want to own their shitty position. And their shitty position is that at the end of the day, they're feudalists. They would be fine with the lord and the manor on the hill owning everything and leasing it to the peasantry for a cut. They're fine with that. They're feudalists. The end of the day. Yes, it does, Cottonmouth. There's numerous anarchistically organized organizations communities, communes, the globe over. Like, you're speaking with a level of authority you don't have. You're speaking with a level of expertise you certainly don't have. So, yeah. Anarchists aren't nationalists. You do understand. I was about to say you do understand, but you don't. I got that right away. Yeah. Cospia, 375 years worth. Sure. Here and there. Here and there. You know. Definitely. Just a couple here and there. Hang on. Let's see. Just a couple. This is just history of anarchistic communities and modalities of operation that have been implemented in various countries, you know, for a while. Just for a couple hundred years, actually. This is probably, you know, yeah. Yeah, just a smattering. Just a smattering. Sure. Rev. Oh, Rev with the sarcasm. Oh. Yeah. Spain, Italy, France, Argentina, Chile. Even the U.S. with the Jewish anarchist milieu, spreading that within New York back in the day. Never mind the fact that anarchistic modalities of operation were implemented by indigenous communities the world over. Korea, Japan, even China is operating anarchists. And never mind the fact that Russia even had them. Right? Yeah. Ag. Hey, Cottonmouth. There was a moment in human history where feudalism was the norm, right? Constitutional monarchism just wasn't a thing yet, right? And yet, right? There was a moment in time when constitutional monarchism was the norm. And yet, the dream of overcoming the throne, as it were. And yet, see, that's the thing about the big picture. That's the thing about understanding distributed network topologies, cybernetic theories, these sorts of things. Gives you a little bit of scale. Gives you a little bit of scope to work off of. A little historical context on top of that. And you start to understand. People who make those sorts of declarative statements, such as yourself. It's okay. It's okay. Right? You have your assumptions. You think I'm sitting here delusionally stating that we should have a revolutionary action or an insurrectionary action, and we should topple the United States government and shit like that, right? At no point did you ask, hey, how do you go about implementing this? Do you advocate for any form of incrementalism? Do you utilize anarchism or anarchistic operating modalities at a local or regional practice? Do you use it to build a dual power structure in your communities? None of these questions came up. You made your assumptions, you ran with them. And that's fine. I mean, you're a free human being, but it really doesn't help discourse. Daunting. I'm going to loop back to you. Mythology. Dual power structures are systems that coexist or cohabit the same space as existing power structures. Think the capitalist food production modality of operation, right? Housing, food, take your fucking pick. Right, under a neoliberal capitalist system, there is a certain operating modality that is strived for and achieved, shall we say. If you don't have the cash, you starve. Maybe with the kindness of strangers, you might get by, that sort of thing. Under an anarchistically organized system, there's a greater font of mutual aid that one can avail themselves of. And so, dual power structures within a community would create secondary systems that serve the same purpose as the primary systems under liberal capitalism, but pick up the slack and allow people to lean on those instead of that other system, slowly but surely subsuming them. Hey, DCK. All right, let me just, there we go. I'm not 100% sure what would be the best implementation, but with every major change in anything is implementation, what would be the best implementation in your opinion? And then swag above that, what would be the biggest and best outcome of society being totally anarchist? The biggest and best outcome? Equity. Equality and equity. Would probably be the biggest and best outcome that I could say. You want tangible? Housing is a right. Nobody's starving. City councils that aren't actively trying to make it illegal to be homeless. Free clinics, libraries, these sorts of things. I'm still Zebra. I get the idea. Seems interesting. But with every major change in anything is implementation. Challenge, maybe? What would be the best implementation? Okay, I advocate for a thing called Thucydian incrementalism. It's built off the Ship of Theseus thought experiment. If you're not familiar, it really doesn't matter, but the long and short of it is, if a boat has every single part changed on it, is it the same boat? Okay? Just move forward. Doesn't really matter what your answer to the thought experiment is. Thucydian incrementalism is a modality of operation that I sort of fabricated a bunch of years ago and have been working on ever since. Back from when I was actively doing direct action and political activism in the streets, right? Basically, the long and short of it is, any system of sufficient advanced nature can be turned into components of itself. Coming from former IT work, this is how I view things. So if you analyze a system, no matter what it is, and you break it into its constituent components, and you take those constituent components and you break them into manageable pieces, right? Basic project management skills here, folks. start changing those pieces. And since anarchism works at a grassroots level, it doesn't work at like a federal scale. That's not how it works. It's a bottom-up modality, not rather than a top-down. So it's a lot easier to do that with, actually. So you start operating your local scene, free clinics, free libraries, community gardens, housing as a right, these sorts of things. These are what you want to be engaged in. Mutual aid at your local level. Start taking care of your city councils, your sheriffs, your mayors, your school superintendents. You start changing these people over to people that are more friendly and amicable to the community taking care of itself. Oh my God, can they just... pretzel rocks. That's, who is that? Swag. All right, that's swag. The economic system varies from anarchist to anarchist. You have to understand that. Under an Anson system, there would be market solutions. There would be money, right? You have to remember, anarchists, big community. And anarchism isn't necessarily an answer to your economics. Anarchism is an answer to how you organize yourselves. What you do once you anarchistically organize yourselves actually comes down to you then. All right? The anarchists say there is no project of projects. Oh, dear sweet Jesus. Hang on. Give me 1 sec. We got QAnon straight up in the house. There is no project of projects. So what would you do is sort of the question. If you and your friends were left to organize yourselves non-hierarchically and then engage in project work, you would determine your own needs, wouldn't you? You'd be like, oh, okay, well, you know what? We have pressing water issues here. Maybe we should provide, water for the local community. Maybe we have a spring and we could bottle it or, make sure that the community has access to it. Maybe education. Maybe you have a higher rate of sickness amongst children in your community and you want a free clinic set up to take care of the kids. Or you would determine your own needs, wants, wishes, and futures. Yes, there is no project of projects for anarchists. Once anarchists teach you and hand off the tools of anarchism, we're pretty much done. It's up to you then, because anarchism requires a intensely educated and engaged populace, which is why I will openly tell you we're not ready for most people yet. Humans are children. We're still infantile as a species. It's best to recognize that. One benefit to anarchy: more difficult to abuse. The hierarchical and coercive nature of hierarchically organized systems not only allows for but encourages abuse. We could call this the Lord Acton rule if you wished. We all know Lord Acton, whether you know Lord Acton or not. Power tends to corrupt. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's best when organizing human beings to take that into account. Hierarchically organized systems, anarchistically organized systems, take that into account. Whereas our system not only takes it into account, it builds upon it. It utilizes that as a primary factor in its drive. Unjust or unrecognized authority. Again, a parent grabbing a child's arm while they dart into the street so they don't get struck by traffic is a perfectly justified hierarchy. Anarchists ask that those claims to authority clear their own clear a hurdle. That if you make a claim to authority, you have to justify it. If you're going to claim power, then you have to justify your claim to power. And it has to clear certain ethical and meta-ethical, philosophical positions. That's all. We would argue that the state fails to clear those hurdles. Oh. Hey, Squee! There's multiple economic answers that the anarchist milieu would provide you with. No single one. Again, see my answer about no project to projects. There's market solutions, there's non-market solutions. There's currency, script, or non-currency solutions. There's communitarian solutions, there's individualist solutions. As to which one somebody would choose, as to which one a community would choose, as to which one the larger milieu would choose. Again, there's no project of projects. It's not for me to determine. It's not for me to prescribe. Anarchism isn't prescriptive in its nature. Oh, yeah, yeah. Total fairy tales. And this doesn't even include South America, Korea, Japan, China, Africa, and only a portion of European anarchism. Total fairy tales, though. Total fairy tales. Anyway. Do not trust a person that read a book that thick. Interesting. That tells me a lot about you. Tells me a lot. I'm reminded of the Bill Hicks routine about when he was in Fife, Alabama, and the trucker walked up to him at the diner and said, "What you reading for, boy?" Marcus knew the line too. "What you reading for?" Oh, so while I was at the ER, let me tell you a little anecdote. While I was waiting to get my stitches yesterday, I was sitting there, and thank you, Squee. I was sitting there waiting to get my stitches, and the poor attending physician in the ER. Yes, Deirdre. I had a glass shatter. Ag, take care of yourself. I had a glass shatter, one of these, or 3 of them. And basically, you can sort of see here, this section of my finger from here to here was basically slit open by the glass, so I had to get a couple stitches. So while I was waiting to get stitched up, the poor attending physician, that man, no less than 6 times, okay? They'd come back. What seems to be the problem? I'm having trouble breathing and I can't stop coughing. Did you get your COVID vaccination? No, I'm not putting that stuff in my body. Okay. Well, we'll check you in and keep you for observation overnight. 6 times. One woman kept insisting it was her heart, even though they had already fucking done an EKG and a stress on her. All right. Well, we're going to keep you for observation then. We're going to check you into the hospital. Is there anybody we can contact? Well, my daughter. Okay, how do we get a hold of her? Well, she was just checked into the hospital. Did she have trouble breathing, and was she coughing as well? Yes. You heard him audibly sigh from across the ER. All right? You could literally hear the doctor just... I felt so sorry for that man. He just... Time and again. Like, no. I'm not putting that stuff in my body. Okay. All right. Well, we'll... You know, here's your oxygen tank. I'm sure we'll have a ventilator maybe ready for you. A whole generation of medical professionals is going to burn out from this. Yes. Yeah, 100%. Doc, I know, just had a patient need a double lung transplant at 24 from COVID. Jesus fucking Christ. Along with Springfield, Missouri, and Miami, Florida. Yeah, it was depressing being in there, listening to the medical staff. I asked one of the nurses. Yeah, she's a nurse. She was an RN. I was just trying to figure out if she was the PA or the nurse that I had spoken to. I leaned in. I stood up and leaned in, you know, fucking bloody rag. I'm like, I have to ask, what percentage of your COVID patients are just unvaccinated? She said, oh, we probably 94 to 96% of them. She said, yeah. She's like, yeah, basically. We've had a few that were vaccinated. She said, but they all have immunological issues. So we've, you know, a couple of cancer patients and, you know, autoimmune conditions that have suppressed autoimmune systems and these sorts of things, immunosuppressing therapies as well. But basically, the vast majority of them that come in now are they're just unvaccinated. She's like, they refuse. She's like, we've had a few die, like they get transferred to ICU. I don't. Either way. A friend that argues they can't get a shot because fear of needles. Also think it's funny because they don't... Oh, Jesus, public. Sorry, public. Hey, Mr. Arnold. Thank you for the follow. Alerts are off right now. Yeah, awkward. I gotta tell you, I had trouble not laughing. Sitting there. I just wanted to laugh out loud. It was fucking ridiculous. There's a woman on goddamn oxygen there. Like, came in with her own fucking tank even. And just... and, like, in between breaths, trying to catch her breath. Like, you could hear her, like, moaning in discomfort. Like, shit like that. And I'm like, you know, he goes in. Did you get your COVID vaccine? No! Fucker. I'm supposed to care? I'm sorry. There's people that, like, you know, need help that want help. I can't help you if you don't want help. Fuck them. I got over my fear of needles by getting really, really, really fucking sick. That's one way to do it, Caboose. Squee, I don't go in for that sort of fucking thing. You know I don't. S-Bucks. I would prefer them not to, but I mean, imagine that there's a cliff and somebody keeps walking at the cliff, and you've stopped him numerous times. You're like, holy shit, dude. You know, you tackle him. You fucking body him. You're like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Why do you keep walking towards the cliff? You can't stop me from walking towards the cliff. I know I can't stop you walking towards the cliff, but, I mean, I'm gonna try. Like, this is... Holy shit. Like, multiple people are trying to walk off this cliff. All right, let me build a barricade here. And I fucking build a wall in front of that cliff to try and keep people from walking off that cliff. I turn around after constructing that wall, fucking sweat on my brow, fucking just, holy shit, that was a good day's work. All right, we've built a wall to keep people from trying to. Why is there a ladder on the wall? Who brought a ladder? Why are you climbing over the wall now? Right? Like, there's only so much you can do. I don't want them dead. But if they insist on killing themselves, the fuck am I going to do about it? There's starving homeless people in the streets that will accept my help. Right? I can't put emotional energy in that. I just can't. Writing down D&D campaign mission ideas. Thank you, Sourcing. Cupcake asking the real questions. And which vaccine? Because not all of them use the same technologies. Not all of them are the same. You've just wrapped a multitude of things into one. Yeah, exactly, Caboose. Squee. Come on, man. We literally saw an uptick in our overall mortality rates last year because of this shit. Don't try and play that. Hundreds of thousands of people died from COVID. Hey, don't really know. Sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that. That sucks. Hey, monkey. I just took away your freeze peaches. How's that feel, man? How's that feel? And it isn't because I'm afraid of debating you. It's because you're fucking just full of shit and you're just sitting there looking to troll. You're just attempting to disrupt chat. That's all. And anarchists aren't beyond eliminating disruptive elements. If you're a problem in our society, we remove you from the society. That's it. You're not welcome to the benefits of it. So, good luck. I'm sure you'll spin up a new account. That's usually what people like you do, is you just spin up a new account because, frankly, you're just after the parasocial attention. But, you know, good luck to you. Tyranny of the majority. Yeah. You can keep that QAnon shit to yourself. Get your fucking... Squeak, get your ass on the air. Get your fucking... Hey, 42. Get your ass on the air. That... Yeah, Squee. You're gonna fucking roll out a line like you just haven't dug deep enough yet. Somebody who's got a mother who spent over a half a fucking century in the medical field. Right? Like, this is somebody who's got autoimmune issues, who had to fucking live through a fucking pandemic. Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to hear this, Squee. I can't wait to hear this. What secret source do you have on information that COVID just isn't serious? I can't wait. I can't wait to hear this, Squee. Squee, why are you're already on the Discord server? That link won't work for you. We discontinued that link last week for reasons. If you left the Discord server, then Cupcake, he is a known factor. Check your whispers, Squee. Check your whispers. Explain yourself, Squee.
Yeah, mind if I partake real quick? I gotta get in the right mindset here. Like, I'm actually shocked that you actually wanted me to come into your stream.
Wouldn't be the first time. You just have to make sure Meat Trays is not here to yell at you.
Like here's the thing. Maybe you could explain this to me, okay? So I'm having a hard time grasping this. So I've seen the numbers, I've seen the data, everything. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know people that have had a shit time with COVID, but here's the thing. Like, why is it so important for people that have been vaxxed to, one, show off their vax? I got my vax today. Two, belittle people that have chosen not to get it for whatever reason. Like, it doesn't matter what the reason is. Like, it's your choice as an American.
I'll remember that the next time somebody has a comment about female reproductive rights. But continue.
What do you mean? No, like
your
pause there. Like, I want to know what
your body, your choice. So, one, it was brought to my attention the other day, a very interesting phenomenon that's occurring in the cultural evolution of our society. We're losing the people who lost the most amount of people and the most amount of people who suffered through preventable illness. Measles, mumps, rubella, polio, tetanus, these sorts of things. right? Our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents' generations were the ones who really suffered the most with this sort of thing. And we're losing a certain cultural knowledge as they die off of what it looks like to be without vaccination programs.
Well, I'm not anti-vax, just so you know that.
So the problem is have you heard of the Delta variant?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Do you understand the processes that are at work there?
I do. But can I respond to someone that called me out on your chat?
Fabian, that's borderline TOS. Just watch it. Just watch it on
No,
that
I'm
one.
talking about...
No. Okay, I saw a message go by and I just needed to address it.
I didn't see anything else.
Go ahead.
I saw the at squee.
No, go ahead.
He said at squee, you do not have the right to infect me and potentially end my life. Like in America, it's America, the most free country in the world.
Okay, just knock that off. It's not.
It's not.
We're not the best at basically everything. We're
I didn't say that. I said the most free.
How do you define freedom?
Okay, name another country that you can openly be gay without repercussions.
Germany,
like
France, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, the UK, Ireland, Scotland, Australia, Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong.
Okay, so you're saying any of the American BS that's going on in the Olympics right now with the transgender stuff and everything like that or the person that turned their back during the national anthem, they wouldn't be ridiculed in general for defacing their country?
No, most countries don't give a shit about that sort of stuff. America is highly nationalistic in that regard. Yeah, Germans don't even understand that shit anymore.
Canada. So they just passed a fucking bill C10. Okay, yeah. Good luck with that.
Did I list Canada?
No, your guy called me out again. Was someone did in your chat?
Here's the. I mean.
But here's the thing.
We're not the most free.
Back on topic. Okay, with because we're talking about COVID. Why is it so important?
Because the more unvaccinated or the more bodies that do not have an antibody response to COVID allow for greater rates of mutation cycles to occur. The greater amount of mutation cycles that occur within a viral development cycle mean that the vaccines become potentially less and less effective because you create more and more variants of the virus.
I've had COVID twice. Why should I get the vax?
You don't see the problem there.
No, I don't.
You're an interesting dude, Squee.
No, like I genuinely don't understand that.
I'm pressing X to doubt as well on the twice, y'all, but I'm just going to let that move.
Do you want to see my records? I'll show you my medical records.
I kind of do, actually.
I will straight up DM you my medical records. I was tested for COVID in March of last year. I was down for 10 days, just so you know. I was sicker than I've ever been in my entire life.
What about the second iteration? Did you just have a positive antibody test?
No, it was from March. The second time I had COVID, my entire office got COVID, and it was in August of last year. March to August.
Yeah, like I would be worried about your immunological response if you really did develop it twice. Was your second time worse, better, or equal?
No, it was 1,000 times less.
I
was literally like I'm a big dude. Okay, I was in the army. Like I'm a big dude. I'm not I'm 6 foot tall. I weigh 250 now. But anyways, like I'm a big dude, and I've never been down that bad. I was literally quarantined in my room. Like I follow protocol. Like I'm not a dick. Like I'm not gonna say screw everybody. I'm going to work. I'm going to the store. Like I quarantined. Like my wife, she had me quarantined in a room in the house. I didn't leave that room for 10 days. Okay, like.
Oh God, it's CIL.
In that sense, like I was. But here's the thing, like. Why should I get something if I am very healthy? I'm healthier than I've ever been, in the last 10 years.
Do you pay local, like, do you pay municipal or county or state property taxes?
No, I rent.
All right. Do you pay any amount of local tax, sales tax, any of these sorts of things?
Yeah,
so you probably pay into something that ultimately arrives at, say, the fire department, the police department, and the local school system, right?
100%.
Okay. Why are you doing that?
Because I have to.
Oh, okay. So I literally have no option to opt out. If I could opt out, I would. Oh, you would want a private fire department?
Maybe. Like if they perform better, yeah. It's all all about numbers.
Nero called. He's got a word of warning for you.
Who's that, by the way? Who's Nero?
Roman Emperor.
Okay.
Neither here nor there. Scott, you and I both know we've seen multiple private fire departments used over the years, Scott. It's a shit show. You're not even going to try that.
It's something I've never even thought of.
Yeah, it's a shit show. Basically, they show up to your house and they say, unless you're contracted with us, we won't put out your house. Pay us. Sign the contract.
That's messed up.
That's private fire departments for you.
Okay. I assume you have a point here. I'm trying to understand this.
The point is that societal health is something that affects us all one way or the other. Whether it's in economic downturns, whether it's disruption of the educational system, or whether it's literally sidelining a whole chunk of our population so they can't be militarily active, if that matters to you more than anything else. COVID is a national security threat.
So what's a bigger national security threat, COVID or the border?
COVID. The border didn't kill 600,000 people last year.
Like don't get me wrong, that's a terrible number, but so, I can think of things that kill a lot more people that haven't gotten this much coverage.
Do you understand what would happen if we didn't take the measures we took? What those numbers would look like?
I can still think of far worse things.
Such as?
Everything going on, the inflation of everything. Shit, I miss paying a fraction of what I'm paying now for gas.
Did that kill 600,000 people last year?
People would starve more than COVID had killed.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Rates of hunger, maybe. Starvation, literal starvation to death? No, not in this country.
I've lived my life. Maybe like it's just different where I'm at, because like COVID has literally not affected me one bit. I've not changed my life at all for COVID, and I have no fear of COVID at all. Like zero, zip.
One, it has affected you. Did it not affect the socioeconomic factors of your community?
Like how did it affect me directly? Like literally zero. I cannot find one way how it has affected me in a negative way.
Really?
If you want to think about, like, maybe I'm just the guy that won the fucking lottery, and that's why I have a hard time like grasping this. Like, literally, my life got better.
How so? How did your life get better?
Well, like, you know, COVID didn't cause me to get the job I have. I've been in this job field for 2 years, but like, it gave my wife a better opportunity. She now works from home for a major financial company, and she's moved into several different roles there, which is better for us. And she's also now a full work from home employee, which is great. That's like the biggest thing. Like, so I guess I'm an isolated asshole. And,
so you realize that basically the coercive factors of corporate capitalism were undermined by the pandemic, and it forced their hand.
Realize I'm all for capitalism. Like, I love money. Like, we've had this conversation. We really have.
And you understand this is how feudalism ended too, right?
Like here's the thing, bro. Like,
COVID's knocking at that door.
Stuff in our lifetime, we're not. Like, we are not gonna. Our lives, like on a like a straight up person level, like, do not matter. I will not go down in history as shit. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna live my life to the fullest. I'm gonna make a shit ton of money. I'm gonna build a great life and experience life in general and travel the fucking world. And I'm sorry, but like, one of your persons in the chat said, well, you don't have the right to infect me. Guess what? At the end of the day, I'm an asshole and I don't give a shit about you because I don't know you. Like, I just don't.
Squee?
Like, that's the level I'm on.
You know I try and play it fair.
I'm just giving you a different perspective. Because,
no.
I know I'm one person that does not vibe with any.
That makes you a pretty terrible human being.
I guess I am.
I mean,
you can label me as that.
It's
and I
kind of a shit position to occupy, to be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna roll the dice whether it affects you or not.
But that's the thing, how many fucking people are in this world? Like, I will only come in contact with a fraction of them, and I'm sorry, but like, and I love my freedom. I love the choices that I have the ability to do.
Define freedom.
Define freedom?
Yeah, what does it mean? I love people, Americans love to fucking bang this drum of, like, freedom, and very rarely can I get a concise definition of freedom from them.
No, I like.
What the fuck does it mean?
Freedom is being able to do whatever the fuck I want.
Except we already know you don't have freedom.
Why?
How are those taxes you were paying?
Huh?
Remember earlier when I asked you about paying into the fire, police, and school systems of your local municipalities? And you said, I'm forced to do it?
Yeah.
How's that freedom working out for you? What happens? What happens if you don't pay those?
No, you want to know how? I kind of assumed that you were going to bring this up in the later conversation, and so that's why I actually pulled up to see how much taxes I paid year to date this year, just on income tax, just what's on my pay statement, what I've paid to state, federal, and whatever bullshit. Okay, I paid $25,000 just in taxes.
Okay. So how's that freedom working for you? What happens if you don't pay that stuff?
But guess what? This country is so great. I have my own business. You know how much taxes? Like I have so many fucking write-offs.
You do realize that people own businesses in other countries too, right?
Yes. No.
You're
right.
yet to list anything that is unique about America.
Like I have so many write-offs. Like my taxes. Like you. Like.
Yeah, you can do that in Ireland too.
Great, move to fucking Ireland.
Again, Squeak, you haven't listed anything that's unique about America. What makes us so free?
But okay, so if you like, let me ask you this: why haven't you moved out of country yet?
In the infamous words of someone who came before me, I'd leave America, but I don't want to become a victim of America's foreign policy.
Hey, will you do me a solid? Like like a super solid. I just want to do something here real quick. I think you'll get a kick out of this. Okay. I'm just putting. Oh wait, did I spell that wrong? I'm really high. Okay. I want your chat to see this and like see the badge I'm on. Now I want to tag someone. Okay. TUHLEY. I don't know who this is, but you private messaged me. Like, this is one of the best humans I've ever met. Like, we can disagree from days in, and he always says my back on real world shit. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that username actually is in there.
I'm just letting you know, like,
never seen him.
You have literally helped me stop drinking and see like things. Like, you've helped me personally, and I respect that. But this guy,
yeah,
like, I want to call him out and just be like, he private messaged me and said, dude, he's just being a condescending prick. Don't play into his games. Dude, I'm here willingly. I genuinely say he's my friend. Yeah, I'm so happy to be part of his community.
Truly, I don't know who you are, but feel free to speak up.
Yeah. you private messaged the wrong viewer.
See, Thule, here's the thing. Adults can have a conversation. It's one of the beauties of it. But you have 0 messages in my chat, Thule. 0. So if you have something to say to me, say it.
So great.
He meant condescending, and everybody stop fucking. Yeah. He's high as shit right now. Deal with it.
The real message here is that we're actually friends.
Squee and I disagree on basically everything.
Like everything.
But that doesn't mean you stop having the conversation.
No, it doesn't.
And when he's not looking, I'm gonna jab him in the ass with a COVID vaccine.
Hey, look at that. Look at that number 1.
I'm a fucking blow. I'm gonna blow dart Squee in the ass if I get a chance. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of Squee.
Hey, guess what? Just so you know, it might happen to me regardless, because I'm actually, now that I'm sober, I've been working my ass off, working out, getting back in shape. I'm re-enlisting.
Oh my God! No, Squee, don't. Yeah. No, why? What?
Into the National Guard.
Oh man, yeah, but fuck, man. I hope they don't pull you up.
Why? I volunteered for a deployment.
I know, but I mean, Jesus, they already fucked you physically and mentally. For one round. Do we need to do another round?
Trust me, I was fucked up before I went in. My parents did a great job of that.
American Strasserite 01. Thank you for the follow.
But so you're to tell me all the stuff in Canada is BS.
I'm here to say that
I want your thoughts on Canada. You have a lot of Canadian people in your chat.
Yeah,
and everything I've seen is a fucking shit show. Like, I'm sorry for Canada.
I mean, despite them not having the best socialized medical system in the world, I'd fucking take it over our medical system.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Why did so many Canadians come down to the States?
Why did Rand Paul of all people flee to Canada for his surgery?
Probably got a better deal. I don't know.
Okay.
Why do so many Canadians come down to the States for surgery?
Oh,
you're gonna tell me Bill C-110, C-10 is not an issue.
There's Thule. Haven't seen a single conversation. Just people not willing to listen to differing opinions. As a fellow veteran, press X to doubt. That feels like as a black man, feels like that a little bit. But as a fellow veteran, I felt like people. Hang on. Weren't being fair or respectful to the of the things you were saying. Well, then, Thule, why don't you speak up about it rather than?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm a snitch. Hey, but what branch is Thule? That's what I want to know. Because if he's Air Force, or like if he's anything but Army, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, fucking! You don't respect the Chair Force?
No.
Oh, he literally, as you said that, he said he was Army.
what's funny about the Marine Corps is my sister, my older sister, she was upset that I went Army because she's a Marine Corps. She's almost retired with 25 years. But here's the thing, though, she was a stripper before she joined, so I don't know how hard it is to get into it.
Hey, girl.
The few, the proud, the strippers.
Hey, somebody's got to eat the crayons, man. They're not going to eat themselves. Somebody's got to keep the chairs warm, and somebody's got to have all the hot gay sex out on the oceans, right? There's room for all the branches.
I dabble on the ocean. Fuck it.
Respect the military. No, not that part. Public. There's so much infighting amongst the branches. It is kind of hilarious. The degree to which they infight, and the poor Coast Guard.
So I'm joining an esports team from the National Guard. That's why I'm joining.
Like, for realsies, or that's what you want to do?
No, like that's a sub thing I'm doing. Long story short, I put my foot up my mouth because I was talking with somebody I met on Twitch, and they were a recruiter, and I was like, haha, sign me back up, LOL. And they're like, I'm in Utah. I'm like, shit. This got awkward because I'm in Utah too. He's like, yeah, so you gotta sign up. I was like, fuck, I do.
I really wish you wouldn't, Squee, but I hope you coast on this one rather than what happened the last one.
Well, dude, here's the thing. Like, we all need a purpose. Like, if you didn't have this proudly radical, if you didn't have this, you wouldn't be you. We all have our vices. At the end of the day,
I love that you see signing up for the U.S. military as a vice.
I'm not doing it for anybody except for myself. Like, here's the thing: I can jump back in for 15 years, not do a damn thing, and then bank on a couple $1,000 from the government for the rest of my life. Fuck it, why not? I'm just saying, why not?
You're a weird dude, Squee.
I just love money, dude. Money.
There's so many easier ways to get money than to fuck around with that shit.
I make a shit ton of money, dude. Like, I'm just saying, like...
Then why?
You went here...
Then why?
Wait, have you ever met somebody that makes a fuck ton of money that isn't happy?
Yeah, plenty.
Who? Like, I'm talking like a fuck ton of money.
No.
Like, what's a fuck ton of money?
9 digits.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to service 7, 8, 9-digit business owners all the fuck time.
Okay.
I mean, the car show, like, literally, like, it's a car show. It's the Saturday morning bagel crew that meets the place right across from my house. There's tens of millions of dollars worth of cars that show up every Saturday, and it's not that big of a parking lot.
Okay.
Right? They're miserable old fucks.
Great. Then they don't know how to fucking spend their money. Because guarantee you, like, if I had fucking 9 digits, dude, we would go wild, bro. We would go wild. I would have the best time of my life. They don't know how to spend money. They're fucking idiots.
It's not the money that makes you happy.
Then what is? What makes you happy?
When somebody takes a piece of advice that I've carefully considered, and they come back to me a few days, weeks, months later, and send me a full breakdown of how that advice changed their life, and how they're on a new path, and they see the world in a new perspective, in a new light, because of just an idea that was born of my brain. That was the culmination of untold amounts of human beings' previous experience and knowledge that I managed to garner and condense and then transmit successfully, and it actually brought somebody up. It changed their life for the better. That.
All right, so I'm gonna hit you with I call it the 1-2 positive with the negative, just because that's my style. You are the only person that has ever consistently in the last 6 months asked me if I'm sober. And that has impacted me more than because I lost my best friend to COVID and the vax. Like, he's still alive, don't get me wrong, he's just a dick and told me to fuck off. But that's besides the point. On twofold, I forgot the second part, but I'm super high. But yeah, thank you. Like, genuinely thank you.
We'll get you on board with the other stuff yet. We'll just watch. We have,
with what though? Like,
we've got plenty of years ahead of us.
I remember the
plenty
negative
of years ahead of us.
You don't like capitalism, right?
Not a fan. I'm good at it, but not a fan.
So why are you on Twitch? I see that mic. I see your belongings. This amazing camera you have. Like, I'm just saying, all fueled by capitalism.
Actually, benefiting from your own labor isn't owning the means of production, which is capitalism.
You pay 50% of all your earnings to Twitch.
And
their capitalism.
And there's no ethical consumption under capitalism.
Okay, I lost my best friend because he literally told me to fuck off. Like, I don't care who you are. You tell me to fuck off. Like, I don't need that negativity in my life. And he did it on
he
more
probably
than one account.
he probably perceived it to be the exact same way as well.
And so,
this is two sides of the same coin.
It did affect me, but guess what? I'm not losing sleep over it.
Squee,
what?
It's been a pleasure catching up.
It has been a pleasure, and
keep
I feel like I'm
leaving
sobriety on my own terms and not like we did last time.
keep on with the sobriety, man, and let's hope you don't get called up for any bullshit service.
Well, not if Trump gets back in office.
Good luck with that one.
Later, bro.
Later, man. Everybody arrives at a different place at a different time in their life. And how do I put this? There are those that we would perceive to be committing harmful acts that are not malicious in nature, even though we would perceive them to be malicious by the very nature of them. There is a distinction to be made. Thank you, Squee. Squee just gifted 10 gift subs to... who? Wordy Talks, Herodomus Prime, 6-Foot Ant, Nonsense, Krusty Dad, On the Sidewalk, Awkward Fawn, CMYK, Holly Go Lightly, and Sensibilium. Congratulations on your gift subs. Squee, as always, thank you. Yep, Squee's doing a capitalism. Yep, you don't need to yell Squee, but yeah, Squee's doing a capitalism. I've had 26 years on this ride. How much for a refund? Marcus, I'm afraid no refunds. Public, yeah. Oh, that was it was good catching up with you, Squee. But I still vehemently disagree. And watch out, if you do get a blow dart in the ass, Squee, don't worry, it was just the COVID vaccine. Yeah, gifts aren't capitalism. There's literally a thing called a gift economy, Squee. You basically just participated in one. It's basically, long and short, a kind of form of mutual aid. So thank you. But yeah. Oh, I did want to check something. Oh, that person fucked off. That Thule guy, they fucked off. Ooh, Squee, you might want to... You might want to run that one by your accountant first. Yeah. You might want to run that one by your accountant. You have to declare gift subs on your taxes. I mean, I suppose if you got past the $15,000 worth of gift, you're allowed to receive, I think the current federal cap is $15,000 in gift. So you're fine. Yeah. Oh, thank you. It is a hell of an emote. Cappy is cute beyond belief. What do we got? What do we got? All right, it's an hour and a half. All right. Oh, you know what? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Yes, all hail our new lord. Chair. Yes, Caboose, that is how it works. Cassidy, the nominative value for the gift sub would probably come into play. $5. Yeah. As far as the IRS is concerned, you're probably dealing with the nominative value of $5. Yeah. So, you know, if you happen to receive more than 3,000 gift subs in a year, then I would consult your accountant. You'd be surprised, Squee. Yeah. And Squee, take it from somebody who grew up around wealthy. All right, not rich, wealthy. All right, bragging about money is why the truly wealthy hate the nouveau riche, the new rich. This is why the nouveau riche aren't welcome in a lot of clubs, yachting clubs, old membership societies, the Boston Athenaeum, things like that. Is because they don't understand that money is gauche and that you really shouldn't talk about it. I'll get you into some of those clubs if you know, reform yourself. Yeah, Squee, you're what we would call nouveau riche. Money does not equal class. 51% of unvaccinated individuals think the COVID-19 vaccine contains a microchip. Yeah. We had one of them earlier. We had somebody earlier that was actually fucking going on about a fucking microchip in the vaccine. I revoked their freeze peaches. Yeah. Yeah, nonsense. I saw it. I fucking saw it. Par for the course, right? Political class gonna political class. What do you expect? Jack, last week. It was Monday of last week. So, yeah. Not really new, per se. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. What do we got? I had a bunch of shit. Oh yeah, and a couple of these. Tennessee youth pastor among the 18 arrested in a sex sting. Quote, almost every single time law enforcement orchestrates a large-scale sex sting, pastors show up seeking sex with minors. Interesting. Mississippi police sergeant ID'd through crowdsourcing techniques as man in child sex video. Just a couple of back-to-backs. Those were literally just back-to-back headlines. Let's see. What else we got? Yeah. Is this guy Canadian? I think he's Canadian. Jason Kennedy? He's one of your guys', right?
In a very direct way, I became president of the pro-life group in my campus and helped to lead a ultimately successful initiative petition, which led to a referendum which overturned the first gay spousal law in North America in 1989 in San Francisco.
By the way, he grins when he says that. He's bragging about keeping gay men and their partners from seeing each other while they die of AIDS. That's what he's bragging about in that clip. He's literally bragging about keeping gay men's partners away from them as one of their partners dies in the hospital of AIDS. Good guy. Yeah, he came on my radar. Later, Squee. Take care of yourself. Here's let me get this. Yeah, no, he seemed like a real piece of work to me too. This was posted by a mother on Reddit over the weekend. If you're not familiar with this particular drug, this is a cystic fibrosis drug. The mother said, quote, "This is the most expensive thing I've ever held in one hand. This is a single month's worth of cystic fibrosis medication for her son, and it is valued at $24,000. Yeah. That's after insurance, I might add. Yes, Jack, a month. the amount of international comments that were brought in, to put this into context, it would cost someone £9.35 a month under the NHS. That is, if you weren't eligible to receive it for free outright. Australia checked in and straight up said, free for us. Brazil checked in. MD, a doctor from Brazil, checked in and said the whole treatment for cystic fibrosis is free here as well. Ireland, I have cystic fibrosis. I get this drug for free. Just, you know. Rhode Island? Oh, Monkey, you are a specialty pharmacy tech. Oh, specialty pharmacies, the evil that they are. You've seen them from the inside. They really are fucked. Cassidy, I don't think that's the new one. But wait, Kai, this is somehow a good thing. Think about all the incentives she has now. She's going to be better. She's going to better herself now because of all the incentive this gives her. Nice. Trikafta is the new one. All right. Someone who's had to take 8 different kinds of medication. The cost of our healthcare in the U.S. is absolutely outrageous. But I'm screaming into the void at this point with that. Yep, you are. Totally no. Yeah. Oh, interesting. I had a kid who lived down the street from me in Arizona who had cystic fibrosis. He's probably dead. I mean, his life expectancy was not great. And given that he was not from a well-to-do family, there is a high probability he didn't get the next generation care that came out like when I was in my 20s and stuff like that. Chances are he's dead. Yeah. Yeah. What was that? I'm literally speaking at the Medicare for All rally this weekend because I used to be the one who helped patients fill out copay assistance applications. Jesus Christ. Zippy. So, Providence, Rhode Island has a cop who was suspended for pepper spraying children. Excessive force, intentionally pepper spraying children, that sort of thing. Well, he got suspended, so he launched a GoFundMe, and 248 people donated. And he raised a little over $15,000 in 24 hours, and now it's north of 20,000. I'm reminded of the cop in Las Vegas who used to tell his girlfriend, one of these days I'm gonna shoot an N-word and get a paid vacation. And then he shot a black veteran in an apartment complex and got 2 years paid vacation. And then when they basically decided they couldn't fucking convict him for shit, he got his pension. He got to retire, and he gets his pension. He springs to mind when reading that story. Cupcake, of course they were. Fabian, if you're smart, Scott, if you're smart, yeah. We don't have much tolerance these days for the fucking criminally parasitic for-profit healthcare system in this country. And don't come with that, but under actual capitalism. Prior to 1973, we had a largely not-for-profit system. It was Nixon in coordination with Kaiser Permanente that created the for-profit HMO model, which largely undermined the healthcare system of this country. And you would, I know you'd, well, that's crony capitalism. That's capitalism. That's just regulatory capture. That's what businesses do. Sorry. That's what it looks like. Monopolization is the end result of capitalism. It is. Hey, capitalism. Why do we have capitalism is liberty? Why do we have lower healthcare results than anybody else in the developed world at twice the cost? CIL, please. Healthcare is expensive, and you can buy insurance. Yeah, sure you can. You can't buy insurance that covers across a state line. You have deductibles that you have to cover fucking every year. Interesting. Yeah. So that literally doubles the healthcare cost for us, but returns lower healthcare outcomes. So we have the best hospitals in the world that return actual lower outcome rates on average at twice the cost. Don't go into business, man. Don't go into business. Yeah, America has a bad diet. We do, but that's not the reason. Talk about holy straw man, Batman. Hey, Akashoga. Always fun to look at the maternal death rates, isn't it? Texas is almost equivalent to like a developing nation with their maternal death rates. Yeah. But, you know, best in the world. No offense, Tommy Hot Sauce. Your account was created less than an hour ago, and given we operate in political spheres where people are notorious bad actors, we're probably going to press X to doubt anything you say. Yeah. I'm just telling you that right up front. Rev, $1,500 bill. I got a $3,000 bill from an ER one time for a saline hookup. Not kidding you. Saline IV. $3,000 bill. Which actually was like 32 something when all was said and done. But yeah, for a fucking saline IV. Yeah. Best care in the world. Zippy, it's sore. You can't really see it, you know. I demonstrated earlier. It's literally like severed from there to there. Like they tacked it like that. But yeah, it's if you sort of, if I did this with it, you could like peer into the skin when it was cut. Root canal cost me around $4,000. I don't have a job. I had to, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Patrona, if it weren't in the middle of something else that were occurring, yeah, I would have. $1,000 bill from an ambulance company for abducting me and taking me 2 miles to a mental institution. I told him I wasn't paying and it didn't consent. Fuck off with that bullshit argument, CIL. Fuck off with that bullshit argument. I grew up in hospitals. My mom was a corporate reorganizer for hospitals. All right? I've seen the inside. I've seen the fucking master price list. I've seen all this shit from day one. I grew up in fucking ERs and recovery rooms because my mom ran them. And she got her MBA and she became a corporate reorganizer for hospital networks. Fuck off with that. I'm not going to accept that bullshit straw man fallacy argument. Oh, you think doctors should be paid less? That's it. That's all your argument deserves. No level of introspection, no level of academic analysis. Just fuck you. Yeah, that's the level of nuance I'm willing to give you. You argue in bad faith. Why should I try? Why should I bother? Universally, the outcomes of healthcare in America are lower than all of our developed nation partners. We pay twice as much for lowered outcomes. The maternal death rate in Texas is comparable to some third world nations. Right? We have people who literally die of preventable illnesses all the time. We have people who have to ration their insulin because what costs $3 to $4 a vial to manufacture gets sold at $300 a vial. HIV medications that cost $12 to $20 a bottle to manufacture get sold at $3,200 to $3,500 a bottle. IVIG treatments, $25,000 sometimes for a month. Doesn't cost that. Fuck off. Just fuck off. No. Oh, Akashoga, yeah. No, because I refuse to treat them as a monolith. We have some of the best, but if you don't think a Cambridge or Oxford educated doctor isn't also some of the best doctors in the world, then I don't, like, the fuck? Right? Like, you think there aren't Parisian physicians that are world class? You think there aren't Swiss private hospitals that have some of the best healthcare staff in the world operating in them? Come on. We have the best doctors in the world. Maybe we have some of the best. But those sorts of absolute declaratives are the sign of a weak mind. We don't even have, Jesus, I'm looking at the cooperative development fucking analysis of our healthcare system. It's just, it's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. The international outcomes chart. Here's just one chart. Here's just one chart. Oh, Akashoga. Yeah. Yeah. American exceptionalism is just a bane of our existence. Because America is the best, that leaves no room for improvement in these people's minds. We can't get anything done. It's absolutely ridiculous. We pay more for worse outcomes. But America, number one. America, the best. You're welcome, Sleep Easy. Pale purple. I drink exclusively from lead pipes because the government telling me not to is liberal satanic plan to take away my guns. Yeah, when the ANCAP is fucking telling you American exceptionalism is cringe, you know you've lost the plot. Oh, Ross Diddy. Ross Diddy, you're my favorite kind of person that comes in here. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. So Ross Diddy said, y'all need God. Ross. Hi, my name's Kai. I've been an ordained minister for 18 years. You want to have a theological discussion? You want a Bible verse off? You want to do some actual discussion? Come on. Step up. We'll even get you a link to come on the air. You can talk to me directly. Buddha isn't really God, but I wouldn't include Buddha in that list, Cassidy. Yeah, crickets. Crickets. They're my favorite kind of people. Chris, staying ordained isn't a thing. Once you're ordained, you're ordained. Unless you're excommunicated, your ordination stands. What made me get it? I learned it on the scam. Learned it on the scam. The fact of the matter is that if you want to argue against fucking Bible-thumping Christians and their ilk, you need to be able to thump the Bible better than they can. They don't care if you come at them and say, you know, fucking God isn't real, or your God is one of many, or these sorts of things. They don't care about that sort of thing. What you need to be able to have is a theological discussion. You need to be able to out-Bible the Bible thumpers. So, let's do it. Oh yeah, molesting tons of children won't even get you excommunicated. Yeah, it won't. Yeah, $16,000 a year in income doesn't qualify you for that. Just FYI. The advantages of formally being a Christian. A Plaid. Yeah, it's the thing is, you know, Aost. Never a believer. Never a believer. Father, highly religious. Almost ended up in the seminary. Maternal lineage, very involved in a variety of Christian activities. Me, never a believer. But you better believe that I can recite the Bible better than most Christians can. You better believe I have select verses. You better believe I have a theological understanding. You better believe I've done comparative religious studies. You want to talk the Bible? All right, let's talk the Bible. Just because I don't believe doesn't mean I haven't read the source material. Doesn't mean I haven't sat down with theologians and talked about it with them. But no, I'm not a believer, and nor have I ever been. So, wait, so just interested or forced? No. God loves all his children of the world, except that time he sent 2 bears to maul a crowd of children because they called a dude bald. My favorite is Matthew 6:5. That's the hypocrites. Yeah. Oh, ninja. Yeah. No. No. 6:5 for they stand on the street corners and pray. That one. It's hypocrites. Some of my favorites are all in my cheat sheet. You can cs.kaisthings.com. Down in the religious section, you can see like anti-capitalist, anti-wealth Bible passages for dispensing with hypocritical Christians, immigration and foreigner Bible passages. You know. Let's see. Matthew 16:9. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven, for that which you bind on earth. Something, blah, blah, blah. It's been a while. And I'm tired as fuck. So my memory recalls a little. Yeah. I remember visiting a Baptist church in Tennessee and thinking, these people have no idea who Roger Williams is. I have been to Baptist churches in Tennessee. Yeah. My favorite thing, though, is... hang on. Hey, Ross Diddy, your username is still in chat. My favorite, I mean, we've gone over it numerous times. My favorite is the cleansing of the temple. I adore that. I adore it. Jesus at his angriest. It's a good look. They almost always are, Zippy. They almost always are. Pissed off Jeebus is so cute. Oh, Fawn. It was Arsenokotai. It was a mistranslation from a Greek text. The term that was mistranslated is the original. It was in the original Greek of Arsenokotai. You can verify this. You could cross-verify this by going back to old Germanic Bibles, which predate the English language Bibles even. and then forward translating them. And you can cross-check this, that arsenokoitai was in fact mistranslated into the English language texts as homosexuality, when in fact it refers to pederasty or pedophilia. And you, like I said, you can get the predated Germanic language Bibles and forward translate them and find that same thing. Yeah. But the mistranslation arises from a mistranslation of the Greek term arsenokoitai. Yeah. Who is the chicken shit? I went to have a smoke. Redacted. Somebody fucking some person said that we all need God. Y'all need God. And well, their username is still in chat. Yeah, their username is still here. They just refuse to speak up now since I laid out my credentials and chat started speaking up on the matter. Yeah. Apparently they don't have very strong convictions. Oh, Fawn. Trust me. Yeah. No, that's... And... Given it, depending on how you feel about the crucifixion, the sacrifice, and the resurrection, basically, none of it matters. Jesus, especially if you follow Catholic doctrine, which dictates that Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane was given privileged information. Basically, Jesus bore witness to all of humanity's sins throughout all time, past, present, and future, and was given the choice to sacrifice himself or not. And it is, within Catholic doctrine that Jesus bore witness to all of humanity's sins in one divine revelation. So, depending on what you believe, Jesus may have willingly sacrificed himself for all of humanity's sins. But even if you don't believe believe the Catholic doctrine on the matter, Jesus ultimately absolved humanity of all sin, original and otherwise. That was the whole point of the sacrifice. And so, you're already pardoned of your sin. That's how it works. Doesn't matter. Go ahead and sin. You're already pardoned. But hey. Oh, Deirdre. Yeah, they never know. Zippy was raised Catholic. Yeah, so if you don't sin, Jesus died for nothing. That's basically it. Caboose, there would be several different answers given for that one. Some would say yes, automatically. Some would say, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior in your heart? If so, then it doesn't matter what you do. And others would have a more fundamentalist line on that matter. I would argue that their fundamentalist interpretation of those texts is incorrect. But, Rev, yep. Southern Baptist pastor told me that since I'm baptized, literally nothing I can do would put me in hell. Yep, there is that camp too. Oh, Caboose, it's just one giant fucking scam. Should we talk about when the Catholic Church used to sell hallway passes for sins? It's a very real thing. Garment jewelry. So, oh, can I be gay and eat my landlord without worrying about hell? Dope. Yeah. Oh god, just bring up transubstantiation to an evangelist and watch their brain melt. Akashoga. Yep. The indulgences. The selling of indulgences, which is what the I theologized the terminology for you, is hallway passes for sin. The Catholics call them indulgences, which is just beautifully dripping with irony. They sold indulgences. You want to bang and murder a prostitute? That's fine. Just donate the right amount to the right bishop and all is forgiven, my child. Oh, Scott, those are some of my favorites. What I forget the term because I'm not an Islamic scholar. But yes, the Islamic 24-hour marriages. Hold on, it's got a name. Muta, my Arabic pronunciations are not up to date. Let's just put it that way. But yes, MUT apostrophe A, muta, maybe. Fixed term or temporary marriages, aka pleasure marriages. They're marriages that are granted by an imam for usually 24 or 48 hours. So a individual, usually somebody with a shit ton of money, can bang a sex slave. That's usually what it involves. It usually involves human trafficking, sex slavery, that sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely, oh, Shoga, yeah, the purgatory ones were fucking really ruthless. Yeah. Yes, Scott, I'm aware of the OA fondness for the muta. Yes. Let's see. Hang on. I just want to check. Oh, they finally left. They finally left after we spent this much time dunking on religions. The fucking Ross Diddy person finally left. Took him a while. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, Scott. Fucking cowards. They almost always are. Good thing no one ever overindulges in Dubai. Yeah, that's definitely not a thing that happens, right? Oh yeah, fucking yeah. Because Cassie, the Jews don't have any concept of the Jewish community has no concept of like heaven and hell. Like it's just not a thing they do, and they're the OG Christians, right? Like they're beta version Christianity. It's not a thing. Hey, don't bring Zoroaster into this. Zoroastrianism is my favorite, like, weirdo religion. If I get a choice, if I'm playing a game or something and I have to just pick a religion randomly for whatever reason, Zoroastrianism is my go-to. One, because the name is great. You get a Z out of it. You know, that's always fun. And two, they've got some really interesting beliefs. Their burial rites are, they're a hell of a thing, too. Maybe he'll pray for our souls. There's still a whole host of Zoroastrian people. If you go to Iran and Iraq, throughout the Middle East, but Iraq especially, if you go and find the silversmiths, you will find Zoroastrians. Silversmithing is one of the few professions that Zoroastrian men can do without having to perform ritual cleansings of themselves. So yeah, if you find the silversmiths in various areas in the Middle East, you will find a diaspora of Zoroastrians to this day. Yeah. CIL, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Like, the nuclear family is a creation of modern times, and the fact of the matter is that even under Christianity, monogamous marriage was a recent phenomenon. Yeah, like, you're just wrong. Like, and I mean, historically, oh, you're adorable. Texas Senate bill drops teaching requirement that the Ku Klux Klan was morally wrong. Eliminates requirements to include Martin Luther King, United Farm Workers, Cesar Chavez, and suffragette fucking Susan B. Anthony. Oh, Texas. Oh, Texas gonna Texas, man. Texas is gonna Texas. What can I say with her? Actually, I do think I know that, Rev. Do my part to ruin contemporary society by remaining single and not having children. Hell yeah! Well, I can tell you, capitalism, that, okay, one, hedonist parent, right? I can tell you that a secular parenting style, rather than a religious devotional style, results in better outcomes throughout life, up to and including being able to distinguish between fantasy and reality in actual scholarly texts. There have been multiple studies on this. There is nothing that you can hang your hat on. Give me a fucking study. I can, for every study, come on, tell you what, we'll study for study. Give me a study, capitalism, that shows religious upbringing is beneficial to the individual or society that isn't some bullshit fucking Christian organization. Give me Give me Oxford, Cambridge, MIT, fucking Carnegie Mellon, Harvard, Berkeley, anything. Any of these amazing capitalist institutions that create this, the best country on the planet. Give me something from any of these. Stanford. Fucking, I'll take University of Pennsylvania even. Like, I'll take UPenn, Michigan, anything. Show me the studies that demonstrate that a Christian nuclear family leads to greater outcomes later in life for the child. I'll go study for study with you. You show me they have enhanced social skills, I'll show you they perform less well academically. All right, we'll just go tit for tat on this. Do you have anything past 88? Because here's where the statistics get interesting, capitalism. You literally had to dig 3 decades. So, here's an academic paper by Phil Zuckerman of Pittsburgh College entitled Atheism, Secularity, and Well-Being, How the Findings of Social Science Counter Negative Stereotypes and Assumptions. It is a multi-faith study, including secularism, and what they found that murder rates are actually lower in more secular nations and higher in more religious nations where belief in God is widespread. Of the top 50 safest cities in the world, nearly all are relatively non-religious countries. Within the U.S., you see the exact same pattern. And, quote, and within America, the states with the highest murder rates tend to be the highly religious, such as Louisiana and Alabama. But the states with the lowest murder rates tend to be among the least religious in the country, such as Vermont and Oregon. Yep. Plaid. Yeah. This is basically what we see, is that social competence may be increased due to the socialization aspect of religious upbringings, but then what you have is a decrease in areas such as children internalizing and externalizing problems, parental warmth and rejection had inconsistent relations with parental religiousness, and child outcomes depending on the informant. With few exceptions, similar patterns results held for all 4 religions. Parents and children agree that Parental religiousness is associated with more controlling parenting and in turn increased child problem behaviors. I extended the finger. That was a little stabby. It's a little stabby. Silurial, you apparently don't understand my upbringing. I was not brought up in the Masons. I was not brought up in the church. I had family members who participated in that. You apparently don't understand the relationship that I had growing up. Kai, I got attracted here from Fabian since we're both in your voice chat channel, but apparently you're just saying that being brought up religiously is negative, just seeing it seems to be a hypocritical claim of you, seeing as how you have family members who are like Masons and all of that. Yeah. Do you think that they took me to fucking services as the Masonic Lodge? Like, how do you think that fucking works? My father was basically forbade from forcing his religion upon me by my mother, who was a secularist. Yes. You basically fell into the rational actor argument capitalism without even realizing it. No, Karina, my father. My biological father. Yeah, my father was the Mason. Is. I don't know if they kicked him out or not. I can't verify that at this moment in time. But my father. No, I will specify my stepfather. Do not ever, like, I will specify whether it is my father or my stepfather. Yeah. That's not something I misstep on very often. I will almost always clarify that by using step. Also, Silurial, I'm gonna make a personal request here. You're a little obsessed with my familial connections to the Masons, and it's a little creepy. It's a little creepy. So can we just not, like, the DMs and shit like that? Just no. Just telling you this right now. The only thing they have in common is that they both banged my mom at one point in time. Basically, primarily, that's solid. Yeah. I want to talk about how religious teachings hurt people. Listen to Elizabeth Smart's talk on purity culture and education and how it affected her. Or just, all of the schools that the fucking Christians ran. The wars Crusades, the genocides. And, I mean, we could just be talking Islam, Christian, Judeo-Christian, fucking all of the religious infighting, Egypt. You know, yeah. Yeah, no, it's fucking brilliant. Yeah. The shuffling around of pedophiles on a global scale. Yeah, or the results of abstinence education. Rev. Hey, capitalism. Does it take into account the happiest countries on the planet are all highly secular? Did it? Mm-hmm. The highest, the countries that are highest on the happiness index are all secular Nordic countries. Universally, year after year. Glazy, actually, I would put it down to a whole bunch of socialized agendas in combination with suicide. They know when to cash out. Have you ever... Almost like living in reality with science is a path to happiness. Oh, what a concept. You're literally... You just got timed out by a lurker. Holy shit, man. Anyway. Argentina. Argentina recently bought a fuck ton of oak dicks for sex ed. The right first called it excessive populist expenditure. After being shown Germany doing the same thing, they played the social degeneracy card. Was it 8 o'clock? Ooh, Jesus Christ, I have a bunch of fucking drops that I need to clear. Hang on, give me one sec. Ugh, God, fucking Twitch. Jesus Christ, how many did I fucking... There we go. Argentina. Sounds like a good fantasy alt-world name. Interesting. Yeah. Maybe right now, Glazy, but if Zealot were here, I'd maybe... No, Zealot does Magic the Gathering. I'm sorry. No. All those card collecting things are the same to me. But yeah. You know what? Yeah, I think so. What the why is... Hang on, give me 1 second here. I'm missing something. There it is. Cupcake, yeah, from what I understand, Zealot's got, like, some of those, like, rare cards. Like, rare. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Kai's in pain. Kai's a lot of neuropathy going on. Kai needs to eat. And making food with this is gonna be a thing, right? So tomorrow is the 11:30 show. I've got blood draws tomorrow as well. That sort of thing. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I'll be a little more energetic tomorrow. But it is what it is. Thanks for hanging out. And, yeah, we're going to go right over to Nonsense. Nonsense is good people. Nonsense is one of the OGs. Like, OGs. So, yeah. Either way, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by.